Hey everyone, we are talking all things postpartum this week over on our Instagram channel, Mama Shakti Prenatal. Today's video focus is going to be about healing your abdominal separation in your postpartum recovery window. So we are going to be talking about how we strengthen the connective tissue called our linea alba to safely help heal our abdominal muscles, manage our core pressure, and prevent things like coning. So coning is when you see the stuff like your intestines and stuff kind of pop out past your abdominal wall, and that's when that linea alba, the connective tissue that kind of holds your rec abs together, it's so thin and weakened and stretched from being pregnant for 9 months that can happen. So those things kind of push out and you see like a bulging or what is called a coning effect. And while this typically heals on its own after your first baby pretty well, if you're doing repetitive exercises or daily activities that is causing a lot of pressure on that linea alba, it might not heal the way we want it to. And in some cases, it could even cause things like umbilical hernias or other minor pressure-related injuries. So using corrective exercises, breathing activities, noticing your posture and the way that you're kind of doing a lot of those repetitive activities that you do day after day will help with that coning and will help as you heal after you have a baby. So remember, it can take 9 months to a year for our physical body to really fully heal after we give birth. So we want to take recovery slow. We want to avoid certain exercises that front load our body, and I've shared that in a reel this week just a couple of days ago, so you'll find that in videos 1, 2, and 3 over on our Instagram page. Again, that was Mama Shakti Prenatal, and I'll make sure to drop that in the comments of this video. So if you want to go check out our whole series this week about postpartum coning and actually coning during pregnancy too, you've got it all there at your fingertips. So what we're going to use for today's practice is just one of these nice little bands. There's a little tension on it. It's not a super tense band, and you can find these over on our Amazon storefront under postpartum, prenatal and postpartum exercise tab. So we're going to talk about how to manage that pressure. So we want to notice first of all how much pressure is being put on that system. And a lot of my clients come to me and they're like, I was washing my hair in the shower and I was leaning back and all of a sudden I noticed this big bulge or that coning pop out. And that's because we're putting tons of pressure forward on that connective tissue. So we want to be really mindful of these everyday activities that we're doing. If you're going in the shower and washing your hair for a good 2, 3, 4 minutes every day, you're putting a lot of pressure on that. So be mindful and gently hug your ribs in and try and wash your hair like this, and then rinse it by just tilting your head back and not arching your back, thrusting your ribs out, putting a lot of pressure on that tissue. But in the meantime, these practices that I'm going to show you today are about 5 minutes worth of exercises and breath that will help to make this tensile strength of your linea alba, that connective tissue, strong again. And as we begin to incorporate abdominal exercises and other exercises into our fitness routine, we'll have that strength of the linea alba to accommodate and kind of help our body heal and recover. So we're going to start by taking this band and loosely tying it right around the kind of where your sports bra maybe hits, right below your breasts and right there at your rib cage. So we're going to start by finding a breath in through nose and a breath out through mouth. And one thing I really want you to notice is as I inhale fully and deeply. So my sides and my back body and even my breath kind of comes up a little bit into my chest, and as I exhale, everything comes back in and toward my midline. Very good. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. So this full deep breathing is really going to help us as we're moving through movements, as we're moving through exercises, to assist the tensile strength of our linea alba and to help keep pressure from bulging forward on that tissue. So we're going to start with just a couple of exercises that involve sitting on your knees, and as we come up and we squeeze our glutes at the top, we're going to exhale and hug belly in. Even if you can't really feel your belly hugging in quite yet, if you're a few months postpartum and you're like, I'm not really feeling these sensations yet, you can take your hands to your hips and just gently press your hip bones in towards your midline. And then we inhale and lengthen to sit back down. Now, a lot of people are like, can I start these right away postpartum? I really encourage that you spend the first several weeks of your postpartum recovery resting, doing gentle breath work, some mind-body meditation, maybe some gentle exercises. And then once you feel like you're in a place where you can add in these movements, do that. Make sure you get clearance from your physician that you don't have any underlying health issues going on, so you don't exacerbate any problems in your body. So we're going to exhale, squeeze the glutes as we lift, hug belly in. Remember, if you can't feel that hugging sensation, hands to the hips and gently press them in towards your midline. Inhale to lengthen and sit back down. Now my knees are just a few inches apart. I exhale up and I inhale down. Now, as you find that you've worked this in, maybe a couple of sets with a handful of reps, you can start with 5 reps and work your way up to 10 or 15. Try adding a little weight. Not a lot of weight. Let's try maybe a 3 to 5 pound hand weight or a 3 to 5 pound Pilates ball. And we're going to add that extra tension to the body as we are ready. So we're going to exhale and inhale down. And I'll show you what this looks like from the side. We're going to exhale, inhale down. Exhale, inhale down. Very good. So that's that exercise that helps with that tension, building the tension in a good way. The second exercise we're going to do is take that band and wrap it right around our shoulder blades, like so, and bring it in our hands and come to a tabletop. Now this is kind of controversial because if you have a big separation here, you're probably going to want to elevate this tabletop. And by elevating your tabletop, you take a little bit of the pressure off of that tissue so you can find something like a low stool or a bolster. And we're going to work on finding bear hovers here. So we're going to tuck our toes and we're really going to find that we take as much of the slack out of this band as possible. Hands down, and as you're ready, you're going to exhale, lift your knees, inhale back down. Exhale, lift your knees, inhale back down. So we want to create a little bit of tensile strength on that linea alba so it does its job and heals, but we don't want to put too much pressure on it that it doesn't heal the way we want it to. So our last exercise that we're going to do is working at the wall. We're going to scooch our bottom right up to the wall, and this is where the band comes in handy under your feet. So we're going to start by just doing some little bridge ups at the wall, and I like to put the band under the balls of my feet so I find the connection of my feet to the wall, and I'm really pressing through the balls of my feet, inner and outer ball. So I'll open this up so it shows a little more. And those feet are going to be even with your knees, and your bottom's about 7-8 inches away from the wall. We're going to press into the balls of our feet, lift our toes, relax your toes, and maintain that pressure into the balls of your feet and your heels. And then exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Squeeze your bottom. Inhale, lower. And again, you can do a couple of sets of those if you want. Maybe start with 5 reps. Maybe add a few reps on as you feel like you're finding your strength, you're finding your rhythm and your flow. And those are going to be a few exercises that are going to help work that linea alba tissue, that connective tissue, as we work on slowly incorporating more advanced core exercises, as we work on slowly progressively loading the body. So that was just the first kind of video in our postpartum coning and abdominal series. We're going to be doing an Instagram live tomorrow, which is March 24th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to have a longer video over there. We're going to answer all your questions. If you have specific questions about your healing, we'll talk about it on there. And we'll do these exercises plus a few extras to kind of see where you are in your postpartum recovery, see if you're finding that coning. We'll talk about daily activities that kind of make that coning worse or exacerbate that coning in your first year of postpartum. Remember, if you aren't familiar with our Instagram page, head over to the description below. Our Instagram page will be linked. And if you want this band, our Amazon storefront will be linked, and it's under prenatal and postpartum exercise tab. So you can find it over there. All right, y'all, have a great day. Bye.